Hello and welcome to Go Natural English. If you didn't already know, I'm your American English teacher, Gabby Wallace, here to help you with your English fluency and confidence, and especially in this lesson with your listening skills. Now, if you improve your listening skills, you're automatically going to improve your fluency, because if you can hear something, then you're more likely to be able to replicate it in your speaking. So, if you want to improve your English fluency and especially your listening skills, then keep watching. Let's begin. In your English class, your teacher may have given you a long list of individual vocabulary words to memorize. I know my teacher did in elementary school when we had to memorize vocabulary words, and middle school, and then in high school in my Spanish language class, and in college in my Spanish language class and my French class, and basically every language class I've ever had, my teacher always gave me a list of individual vocabulary words to memorize. And then I memorized them for the test, and I did pretty well on the test. And then when I went to speak that language with native speakers of the language, whether it was Spanish or French, I couldn't complete a full sentence. All I could think of were individual words. So my fluency was really horrible. Of course, this doesn't really apply to English because it's my native language, but with languages that I was learning, like French and Spanish, I was having a huge problem with fluency and also with listening. I couldn't understand what native French speakers or Spanish speakers were saying. It was extremely difficult to understand them unless they spoke only in individual words. Yes, no, one, two. It doesn't work like that in real life most of the time, unfortunately. Although sometimes I got lucky and people would speak in one-word sentences. However, in real life, it's just not like that, right? I think you know what I'm talking about. So what I want to tell you about today is the opposite of learning individual words. Learning multiple words together, 2 or 3 words. For example, in the sentence, how is it going? How is it going? 4 words. But this is a phrase that's used so often that you should learn these 4 words together as one unit. There's no need to memorize them separately. You're going to get a lot further in your English fluency if you memorize them together. How's it going? It even sounds like one word. And this is called a chunk. When you learn more than one word together, it's called chunking. Another example would be the answer to this question. How's it going? Good, thanks. Those are 2 words, but it's kind of a chunk because you say them so often together. Good, thanks. Good, thanks. It almost sounds like one word. So I want us to take this a step further. Let's talk about thought chunking in longer sentences, because beginners learn individual words like good, thanks, how is it going. Intermediate learners will learn chunks like how's it going, good, thanks. But advanced learners are going to learn how to create their own chunks in longer sentences. So these are called thought chunks. We're going to look at an example about how to identify them and how to produce them. So identify them, produce them, and hear them and recognize what the important words are that you're hearing. So this is going to improve your listening skills by listening for chunks and not just individual words. This is also going to improve your speaking skills because you're going to speak in a way that's more intelligible, more understandable to other native speakers, and also more interesting. Using chunking is going to make you sound more interesting. So keep watching, and I'm going to show you how to do this with an example. Let's look at an example from one of the longest sentences in literature. It has 96 words and it's one sentence. So we're going to take a look at how to identify thought chunks and how to stress the word in the thought chunk that is the most important one. Now, when you're listening, you want to listen for the stressed words because those are the most important. Even if you don't hear the other smaller words that are less important, it's okay because you're still going to be able to understand the main idea, and that's going to help your listening skills a lot. Okay, so I'm going to read this first without stressing and without making any thought chunks, and let's see how that goes and how easy that is to listen to and also how interesting it is. Here we go. As he crossed toward the pharmacy at the corner, he involuntarily turned his head because of a burst of light that had ricocheted from his temple, and saw with that quick smile with which we greet a rainbow or a rose a blindingly white parallelogram of sky being unloaded from the van, a dresser with mirrors across which, as across a cinema screen, passed a flawlessly clear reflection of bows sliding and swaying not arborally, but with a human vacillation produced by the nature of those who were carrying this sky, these bows, this gliding facade. So that was pretty difficult to listen to, right? And I'm guessing you may have fallen asleep or you may have clicked over to another video. But if you're still here, thank you so much, because now I'm going to show you how to chunk words together into thought chunks and how to stress the most important words. As he crossed toward the pharmacy at the corner, he involuntarily turned his head because of a burst of light that had ricocheted from his temple, and saw, with that quick smile with which we greet a rainbow or a rose, a blindingly white parallelogram of sky being unloaded from the van, a dresser with mirrors across which, as across a cinema screen, passed a flawlessly clear reflection of bows sliding and swaying not arborally, but with a human vacillation produced by the nature of those who were carrying this sky, these bows, this gliding facade. So I think you can hear where we paused and which words were more stressed. That makes your speaking so much clearer, so much more interesting and easy to understand. And you should listen for stressed words to improve your listening, to really catch the most important words, to catch the main idea. And if you need clarification from there, you can always ask a question. So I hope you enjoyed this quick lesson. If you'd like to get some of my best lessons directly into your email inbox, I invite you to join my free email group. You can click right up there to sign up, and it just takes about 2 seconds. So thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you again in another lesson soon. Bye for now.